I'm just having intrusive thoughts about Taylor Swift.
Let's hear it.
It's just,
no time like the present.
I'm like trying to think of examples, and it's the only thing my brain will think about is like Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift puts out new things. The Masters. Taylor Swift did a different.
Red again.
Are you a
Red, the
Swiftie?
director's cut.
I'm not. I just think that she gets in your brain. She gets in those Swiss cheese holes, and she like worms her way.
There are definitely. I would not call myself a Swiftie, but there are lyrics and elements of her songs that have become brainworms to
We're
me.
talking about I forget that like we have to be careful when we talk about Taylor Swift. It always seems to happen where I'm like, oh no, we're talking about Taylor Swift again. What if the Swifties hear us and like cancel us?
So far we have dodged the Swiftie radar, but one of these days our bill will come due.
I would love to be canceled, and that feels like a really good reason.
I would love to just get it out of the way. You know,
I think I
I'm
would handle
canceled.
it with
Great.
such grace.
I could see that. I don't know you, but I could see that.
Thank you.
You can see it working out really well.
I'm
for
glad
you.
that's an impression I give so immediately to someone I
Really?
just met.
Would you post
She would
through
get
it?
canceled,
Yeah.
and she would handle
She
it
would
well.
do great.
Yeah, I think I would be like, you know what? She's just a human.
You know, we all err. To err is
We all
human.
fall.
I think I would quickly forgive and forget.
Yeah. There is definitely a Taylor Swift-ism. She has some terrible song about Cornelia Street. And a street in Brooklyn that I pass by all the time. And just every time I just think, I'll never walk Cornelia Street again.
Isn't it
Are
intrusive?
those the lyrics?
Yeah. And it runs through, and that's it. I couldn't tell you anything else about the song, but just that lyric. And she also has a truly terrible song called London Boy, featuring Idris Elba in a vocal only, like in a dialogue cameo. He does not contribute to the song in any other way. And it is...
What are his lines?
It is... He's at the opening of the song. It's just like him talking. He's like, hey, bruv, you gotta go Governor Zoo, apples and pears. You know, he's just like talking about some shit. And then Taylor Swift fucking comes in with just like literally a Lonely Island song. But she's doing it like completely straight face. She's like, I'll go down Piccadilly Circus. She's doing her fucking like cat's fake British accent.
Oh no!
This
is a real song.
You know I love a London boy. I enjoy.
Is this fake or is this real?
This is fucking.
No, is this like
fucking,
a real?
I can cue it up right now.
Is this a song that she produced, or is this a Lonely Island?
No, this is a Taylor
This is on
Swift
her
song.
album.
It is on her album, the same album as like Paper Rings.
Which album is this?
I don't remember. It came out a couple years ago. It's like a sunset cover. And
Lover.
she's all
Lover.
doing Lover. My lover. Yeah, exactly that one. And
So-
she's like, darling, I fancy you. And it's like, literally, there is a song in Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping, the Lonely Island movie, where he's doing that with Spain. And like, it's the same song.
I think I would love to see you cover Taylor
London
Swift.
Boy?
Yeah, London Boy. And
But
also,
doing the fucking Dick Van Dyke Mary Poppins accent.
also, I think back to the song sequels. When you first said that, I was like, so American.
I'm playing the London Boy.
No, so American Boy. This is the sequel to American Boy.
Wow. A spin-off of American Girl.
Is that a song?
You depress me sometimes.
Is it?
Tom Petty's American Girl?
Oh. Now I'm having intrusive thoughts about the American Girl memes that are becoming really
Oh, the little
popular right
doll?
now.
I don't think Tom Petty was thinking about one of the little dolls.
Did you ever
Hopefully not.
have one? American Girl?
So that's complicated. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's get into it.
Let's fucking dive deep on
I want
American
to. I want
Girl.
to hear if you did.
Wow,
and
tell me
what-
more.
I
about
never
your
did.
American Girl.
Okay.
I never did. I would have liked one. If I'm being honest with myself, you know, I never said it out loud, but you know, now that I'm being asked as an adult,
Why
Good thing there's no evidence of you saying that.
Why don't you think the
Cut that out. Edit that out.
Why don't you think the people who raised you didn't give you one?
Well, I would say it's. I mean, they're expensive. I would say number one, and then
For sure.
number two, I never asked. I don't think they would think I would want one. Maybe.
Powerful.
I don't know, but I did get, and I was a little bit past the point of like even playing with dolls. I did get as a gift the coconut dog, which was an American Girl like company created thing, but it wasn't a doll. It was a little dog, and it came with this like shampoo that was coconut scented.
Wow.
And that scent really left an impression on me.
Yeah.
And to this day, I really love like a synthetic coconut smell. I'm really into perfume and fragrance, and whenever I get like a gross coconut, I'm like, I love it because it makes me think of the coconut dog.
That's
Amazing.
beautiful.
I love that. I hope our listeners are getting the experience of living next to a street in Queens right now. I hope they're hearing these fat beats dropping on the track.
I like when pods or things have atmospheric noises.
It just feels like you're hanging out. You're just there with them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have American Girl dolls?
No, I didn't. I was very gender normative. I grew up in a house of all boys. It was like the only woman in the house was my mom and a couple of the dogs that we had over a period of time.
Woman dogs, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of lady dogs of Lady and the Tramp fame. And so we didn't have anything like that. And it would have been like embarrassing to have asked for something like that. And I'm earnestly jealous of like my friends, my male friends, many of them who did not even have sisters, who just like were not ashamed as a young man to watch things that were aimed at young women and to experience and enjoy things that were aimed at young women. I very much, as a young male child, like stayed away from that very, small town Missouri, no homo culture. You know what I mean? I did not engage with anything like that.
It's interesting too, because dominant culture is so masculine, and the canon of a lot of art forms is predominantly masculine and male. It's like, I think for young women, when they get interested in things like even like film, it's like you kind of have to learn a certain you have to watch The Godfather and shit,
Yeah.
But there's not, I think like women have like a very like multi-gendered experience in that way in terms of like the content they consume, versus men aren't encouraged to like, oh, you haven't seen, like all these rom-coms or musicals.
And they're like, no, of course I haven't. And they don't feel any shame about like being
it doesn't
left
go
out of that culture. Exactly.
Because it's not the dominant culture.
I remember an experience of my life driving away from the park with like my mom and one of her friends and the brothers in the back of the car. And I want to say, Man, I Feel Like a Woman was on the radio, the famous Shania Twain song. And like people were singing along to it in the car. And I, as a young boy, was like, well, why will ladies sing along to songs with male artists, but men don't really sing along to songs with female artists?
Yeah.
And then I stewed on that for about 20 more years until we really hit something there.